Do you feel like the world is moving too fast for you to keep up? Do you feel overwhelmed by changes you didn't ask for and pressures you didn't choose? If you are feeling lost, or if you feel like you are constantly fighting a losing battle against your circumstances, listen closely. There is a perspective that can change everything for you in the next few minutes. We often think that strength is about power. We think intelligence is about knowing the most facts. But nature, the cruelest and most honest teacher of all, tells us a different story. Charles Darwin, the man who unraveled the mystery of our existence, didn't just discover how species survive physically. He discovered the laws of how to survive mentally and spiritually in a chaotic world. Here is the wisdom of evolution, adapted for the survival of your soul. Lesson 1. The art of adaptation. The first rule of life is not dominance. It is flexibility. We spend so much time trying to be the strongest, the loudest, or the smartest person in the room. But history is filled with the graves of the strong and the ruins of the intelligent who could not change when the wind shifted. Remember this fundamental truth. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one most adaptable to change. You are suffering today not because you are weak, but perhaps because you are rigid. You are holding on to a version of the world that no longer exists. You are fighting the current instead of learning to navigate it. Change is the only constant. Resist it, and you perish. Embrace it, and you thrive. This is not a threat. It is a promise of opportunity. The pain you feel is simply the friction of your refusal to adapt. When you face a new challenge, a new loss, or a new environment, do not fear the unknown. It is merely an environment you have not yet adapted to. Look at the natural world. In the struggle for survival, the fittest win out at the expense of their rivals because they succeed in adapting themselves best to their environment. To apply this to your life, you must look at your environment honestly. Your environment shapes you, but your will determines if you break or harden. Are you letting your surroundings crush you, or are you reshaping yourself to master them? We are not here to remain as we are. We are here to evolve. If you stop growing, you start dying. There is no standing still in nature. Man tends to increase at a greater rate than his means of subsistence. This means the pressure is always on. The competition never ends. So, look at your struggles differently. One general law, leading to the advancement of all organic beings, namely, multiply, vary, let the strongest live and the weakest die. This sounds harsh, but inside you, there is a weak version of yourself and a strong version. Let the weak version die. Let the fearful version die. Let the version of you that complains about change fade away, so the version of you that masters change can live. Survival is not a right. It is a prize earned daily. Lesson 2. The discipline of the mind. Once you accept that you must change, you must look inward. The greatest battles you will ever fight are not against the world, but against your own mind. Many of us are paralyzed by our own thoughts. We build prisons out of fears that don't exist. Darwin realized this profoundly. We stopped looking for monsters under our bed when we realized that they were inside us. The monster is your doubt. The monster is your ego. The monster is your lack of discipline. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. Do not let your mind wander into darkness. Do not let it deceive you. The mind is a tool, but it can also be a liar. Great is the power of steady misrepresentation. If you tell yourself a lie often enough that you are not good enough, that you are a victim, you will believe it. You must become a scientist of your own life. You must seek the truth, even if it hurts. A fair result can be obtained only by fully stating and balancing the facts and arguments on both sides of each question. Be brutally honest with yourself. Are you actually trying? Or are you just pretending? To kill an error is as good a service as, and sometimes even better than, the establishing of a new truth. Admitting you were wrong is not weakness. It is evolution. And be careful of arrogance. Arrogance is the enemy of growth. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you do not know. It is those who know little, and not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science. Don't be the person who says it's impossible. Be the person who asks how. Train your mind to be a machine of understanding. My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts. Look at the facts of your life. Observation is the father of wisdom. Look closely, for the answers are often right in front of you. And to do this, you need silence. You need to step away from the noise of the herd. Solitude is the workshop of the genius. In the crowd, you mimic. In solitude, you discover. I am not apt to follow blindly the lead of other men. Neither should you. Think for yourself. This is how you build a mind capable of survival. Lesson 3: Action and persistence. But a strong mind and an adaptable spirit mean nothing without one final ingredient: action. We love to talk about our plans. We love to talk about our dreams. But nature does not listen to your words. Nature only reacts to your movements. Action is the only truth. Words are merely wind. You can talk about being a survivor, or you can be one. Intelligence is based on how efficient a species became at doing the things they need to survive. Efficiency, action, results. And do not expect it to be easy. Without the struggle, there is no progress. Nature does not reward the idle. If you are struggling right now, good. It means you are in the game. It means you are being tested. And in that test lies your chance to become stronger. Nature selects the skill to resist and the strength to endure. Endurance is everything. Patience and perseverance are the traits that separate the survivor from the victim. Do not waste a single moment. Time is the only resource you cannot get back. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Wake up. Realize the urgency of your situation. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be afraid of standing still. I love fools' experiments. I am always making them. Try. Fail. Adapt. Try again. There are things we will never understand. The mystery of the beginning of all things is insoluble by us. But we don't need to know the beginning to change the ending. We have instincts for a reason. The very essence of instinct is that it is followed independently of reason. Trust your gut. Trust your drive to survive. Conclusion. Life is not a rehearsal. It is a constant process of selection. Every day, the universe asks you, are you fit to move forward? If the misery of the poor be caused not by the laws of nature, but by our institutions, great is our sin. But if the misery of your soul is caused by your refusal to adapt, the responsibility is yours alone. Embrace the struggle. Control your mind. Adapt to the changing world. We are not here to remain as we are. We are here to evolve. The question is not whether you will survive. The question is, what will you become? Thank you for listening to the Radio Quotes. The wisdom of Charles Darwin teaches us that we are not fixed beings. We are works in progress. If this video helped you see your struggles in a new light, if it gave you the strength to face the changes in your life, please show your support. Like this video to help this message reach others who are fighting their own battles. Share this with a friend who needs to hear that they are strong enough to adapt. And comment below with the word evolve if you are ready to embrace the changes coming your way. Don't forget to subscribe to the Radio Quotes for more timeless wisdom to help you navigate the modern world. Adapt, overcome, and thrive.